Also, this is a congressional panel. This is from the Financial Times. And it's the Congressional Executive Commission on China. And Thom Mitchell in Beijing reporting. A congressional panel has urged the United States' next president to put curbs on Chinese investment in American entertainment, in internet, and media assets in response to trade barriers in the world's second largest economy. In its annual report, the bipartisan Congressional Executive Commission on China said the U.S. needed to, quote, address potential trade barriers in China, including ongoing and persistent restrictions on the free flow of news and information, which affect foreign media companies attempting to access the Chinese market, end of quote. And they talk about how China blocks and censors Facebook and blocks and censors Twitter, and organizations like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg News have been blocked in China. Chinese companies, meanwhile, are on track to spend more on outbound mergers and acquisitions than their U.S. counterparts and have been snapping up assets in entertainment and other sectors barred to foreign investors in China. So if you're an American billionaire and you want to buy a Chinese radio or TV station, you can't do that. But if you're a Chinese billionaire and you want to buy an American radio or TV station, no problem. Just set up an American shell corporation and do it through that. As a result, the commission said the U.S. government needed to consider whether, quote, market access for Chinese investors in news, online media, and the entertainment sector should be conditioned on a reciprocal basis in order to provide a level playing field for U.S. investors. I would go a step farther and say, you know, at the level of, at least at the level of local media, shouldn't we have local ownership rules? I mean, even setting aside the issue of China owning our media, shouldn't we say, you know, if there's a radio station in Lansing, Michigan, it should be owned by people who at least live in Michigan? If there's a television station in Dubuque, Iowa, shouldn't it be owned by you know, an organization or group of people who live in Iowa? It seems to me that our media has turned into this infotainment soup where, I mean, when was the last time on any television station anywhere you heard a discussion about net neutrality? You realize the big internet companies that own two of the big cable companies are actively involved in both lobbying and suing our government to stop net neutrality. Do you hear about that on television? No. TPP wouldn't even be brought up if it wasn't for, you know, the presidential election. You know, between Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, I mean, they made this an issue. But we just, you know, we have a fact-free media, and it's very, very concerning.